Jen.
Well, certainly this driving rain has been awfully persistent for the last couple hours. It pretty much has not taken a break whatsoever. The one thing that I've noticed within the last 15 minutes or so is that we are starting to get a little bit of wind gusts. So that's that point where the umbrella that I'm holding is starting to work a little bit against me rather than for me, because they keep kind of jilting it up and then I'm getting a bit of a soaking here. But overall, the weather conditions still relatively warm. We have the humidity. It's feeling like 27. As a result, it's not that chilly rain, but I know that's going to be changing with the cold front swinging through, bringing the risk of thunderstorms as well into the overnight hours. So keeping our fingers crossed here that we won't see anything severe up this way. Well, Nicole, it's really at that point where my umbrella is almost obsolete because the winds have started to pick up here in Waterloo and Ontario. And as a result, with these driving rains that you can see, I'm getting pretty soaked. And it actually seems as though every time we go live for a hit, it seems to rain even harder. Now, I'm not surprised that you're talking about seeing flooding in certain areas because we've been in Waterloo for a couple of hours now, and the rain has not let up. It's really been coming in waves throughout the past few hours. And then we've been into the more persistent heavy rain through the last little while. The only silver lining at the moment is that it's still rather humid, so it's not that cold, chilly rain, but things will be changing as we have that cold front slide through. The winds will shift and temperatures will be on the way down. So some of you are getting out there and just embracing it, ditching the umbrella and soaking up the warm but soggy temperatures.
Region.
Thanks, Nicole. Yes, torrential downpours. I spoke with you just 10 minutes ago, but already the winds have picked up tremendously, and it is galing out here. Quite honestly, at this point, my umbrella is purely a decoration. In fact, it's almost a joke that I have it over my head because I am absolutely soaked. The only thing that I can tell you is that it's still on the warm side, so I'm certainly not cold. We still have high humidity, but it's at the point we're here in Waterloo, right at the Laurier campus. And really, people are making a dash for it and really just accepting there's no option if you're heading outside. You're going to get wet. Be really careful if you're out on the roads, though, because this situation has vastly changed literally within the last 5 minutes. So certainly ponding on roads as well as poor visibility is going to be a factor.
Lou and Krissy, I'm happy to see it's a little drier out there for you.
Certainly, I decided to live on the edge, ditch the umbrella for a moment, and I'm certainly happy that I've been educated in Storm Chase 101 and packed a change of clothes, because if you were tuning in just 10 minutes ago, I was getting absolutely drenched here in Waterloo at the Laurier campus. Everyone was hiding in the vestibule, just hoping that things would let up, and now is the time to make the mad dash to somewhere dry. The good news is that temperature-wise, it's still quite warm out here. As you were mentioning, the cold front hasn't swung through yet. So we still have that humidity in the air, which is actually making things quite comfortable. That is saying something, considering I am soaked head to toe. But please be very careful if you are heading out on the roads, because the driving rains that we saw come through here were quickly accumulating on the roadways, in the parking lots as well. So it definitely can create that flash flooding and ponding situation on the major and minor routes.
And Krissy, looks to be raining again.
Yes, we just had that minor reprieve, and the one thing that we're adding to the rain that's coming down in waves that are torrential at times are some gustier winds. I know that winds are going to be increasing as we head into the overnight, particularly as that cold front comes swinging through, but certainly it's starting to become evident, and unfortunately this gigantic umbrella that I chose is becoming a bit more like a sail, taking me all over the place as well. Now I have extra dark wash jeans because they're absolutely soaked. So my advice, if you have the opportunity to stay indoors tonight, perhaps you should, because many students here at Laurier have been dashing across and yelling, when's it going to stop? And as you mentioned, we're in for the long haul, in through these overnight hours. And as the cold front passes through, of course, the risk of storms developing as well. But certainly be cautious if you're heading out on the roadways, because at times these rains have been extremely heavy. Seeing the ponding on the roads as well, flash flooding, certainly a possibility.
Looking like she's maybe going to be blown over in the winds in the Kitchener-Waterloo region.
Certainly, Nicole. I mean, we've been out here for a couple of hours right now and really seen this system evolve. Technically, for the last few hours, we've been just dealing with persistent rain and not much wind. But as you can see, the wind certainly picking up. It's really battling the umbrella that I have in my arms right now. And the good news is, though, with the wind and the fact that I'm soaked from head to toe, is that the temperatures are still really quite warm. We have a little bit of humidity in the air. So that's what's keeping me quite comfortable, considering all the other forces of nature working against me. But that will be changing as we head in through the overnight hours. Wind gusts are going to be increasing as well. We do have the risk of those storms as well. But I do want to emphasize that within the last 40 minutes alone, we have experienced torrential downpours that have passed through. It's happened very quickly, caused localized ponding here on the parking lot at the Laurier campus. And of course, it can do the same on the roadways as well. So please be extra cautious, particularly as we're losing a lot of daylight now if you are heading out there on the major and minor routes.
We're going to head outside right now to Krissy Vann, who's been in the Kitchener-Waterloo region through the day.
Well, the umbrellas have certainly been getting a workout through Kitchener-Waterloo on Wednesday as gusty winds arrived and soggy conditions persisted for hours, causing some localized ponding on roads. And the driving rain's continuing through the overnight hours. A cold front swinging through, and that's also going to be bringing temperatures down as we head through midweek, only getting into the upper teens. So hopefully you enjoyed the humidity on Wednesday.